Hey YouTubers, this is Jared Monroe with Healing Journey and Spiritual Growth Part 2 of Deep Breathing Exercises. Before we get started though, please like, comment, and subscribe below. And I'll also be posting my Instagram and Facebook account if you like my YouTube channel. I will also like to give a huge shout out to Lisa Monroe for doing Infinite Stones 333 and making these necklaces for me. So if you like these necklaces, I'll also show at the end of the video a little bit more up close. You could also purchase them and by messaging her through her Instagram account. So with doing this exercise, I'll explain how to do it real quick as we have shown in part 1 video. So what you do is you tilt your head back, you expand your chest and your stomach, and you open your arms like this. Make sure you really take in a really good deep breath. And when you exhale, make sure you really curl your spine and you crunch down. It's preferred to do standing up, but you can also do it sitting down. So with that exercise, we are bio batteries. And when doing that exercise, we are storing energy in our abdominal area. That's where the part of our body where we store the energy. And a lot of people will go to caffeine, smoking, and because it stimulates the body. And I used to be a victim of that because I love my chocolate, I love my coffee, but then I realized it was only temporarily. It was only working for a short time. And then I wanted more and I wanted more. And then finally I said enough is enough. So I want a healthy alternative. So I found this exercise and I realized that celebrities, people or famous people that are very successful find a way to focus and channel their energy. And the people that can't focus it, their mind goes one way, their body goes another, and everything is very unbalanced. And other cultures like the Chinese call it qi, the Indian culture call it prana, and Western cultures call it energy, bio battery. And that's something that I just found astonishing. So I discovered that there is a group in the Chinese culture called the Tao, and they discovered thousands of years ago that we can store energy in our abdominal area, not in the brain, not in the heart, in the abdominal area, and it acts as a bio battery. So in the abdominal area, we have the intestines, and it acts as the battery, and it balances the negative, the positive, negative, positive. And scientists discovered 100 years ago that we have an organ in our abdominal area called the mesentery organ. And with that organ, it deals with digestion, absorption, and it covers the pancreas, the spleen, the liver, the kidneys, and it acts as a conductor. Other organs like the liver can store envy, jealousy, anger, frustration, and the kidneys, they store fear. And I know how or why some of you are asking right now, well, how do you know that? The Tao have known it for thousands of years and they continue to practice it. And it works. It really does work. And if we can take and focus on 5 major organs every single day, we can fix 1 million problems. So the first step is recognizing that we have the bio battery. The second step is exercising it. So when you're doing this exercise of breathing in and breathing out, you are activating the 2 pumps, the cranial pump and the sacrum pump. I believe that's how it's called. And it's located on your neck and your lower back. And by doing it and activating it, it's also doing the breath and crunching and exhale when you go down. But when you're done with that, clap your hands, get them nice and warm, and then put it on those two areas. And if you notice, after you do it over time, you start to feel the flow, the energy, and the amount of times that you can do it, 9 times good, 18 times better, 36 times awesome. And I believe I mentioned that in my first video, but by doing this, it moves the spinal fluid. When you inhale, the fluid goes up. When you exhale, the fluid goes down. And we have 7 pumps. And that kind of goes with the whole chakra thing. And I'll explain that in another video. But by doing this exercise, it helps us with the flow of the chi throughout our body. And when we don't help the chi flow, when we don't help the energy flow or the prana, however have you, it won't work. And when you sit down all day, and for people who have desk jobs, it doesn't stimulate your body in a healthy way. So we go to the caffeine, we go to the smoking, we go to anything that's an unhealthy way of helping with the energy, and it doesn't flow properly. And if any of you have noticed, we get, especially people who get sick a lot, and it could be anything from a common cold to something as severe and extreme as cancer or anything of that sort, that by us not working these organs, by letting the flow throughout our body of the energy, it stops working. It's like parts in a car. They just start falling apart because we're not using them correctly and properly using them. And it can just be very devastating. And when sickness comes is when we're not letting the chi flow throughout our body. We're not activating the pumps. When we sit down all day at work, or if we're not just storing the energy in our body, we find other methods of storing energy, and it's only temporarily, and it doesn't work as long as we wish it would. So by just breathing more, it can help us tremendously. So it's very simple, and I'll even turn the camera so everyone can see that we have our lower, middle, and upper area of our abdominal. The lower exerts energy, the middle absorbs it, and the upper is the digestion part. And in the Western culture, we have a saying of when we get very high stress and anxiety, it's either fight or flight. And this couldn't be any further from the truth, because if we all took deep breaths more, we would be living a much more positive and healthy life. And one thing to try and stay away from is sitting down too long or laying down too long, if you can at all possible. Because when we lay down for too long, the organs aren't getting that energy. They're not getting the flow, the energy flow throughout the body. And by not activating this, by not getting them warm, by not getting them working, it just makes them stagnant, and things start to manifest, like what I said earlier in the video, of emotion, that can then, all the negative stuff, the envy, the hatred, the fear, starts building up, and then we don't know how to exert all of this. And it's just as easy as going so. One thing to take from today, everyone, is take one deep breath at a time. And when we don't take our deep breaths, we don't help the energy flow throughout our bodies. All right, that is it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. This is Jared. Peace out.